Hey everybody, I'm CJ Bachman. Welcome to this week's episode of the One SEO podcast. Today we are talking about everything related to the state of search, the latest and greatest from OpenAI to Gemini. It's all happening right here, right now, so let's get started. Today I am joined by Nick and Akhil. They are our product specialists here at One SEO. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Let's not even hold back. Let's get right in there. OpenAI, let's talk about Sora. What is OpenAI Sora, and how does it differ from our traditional channels like ChatGPT?
Yeah, so until now, everything that came out from OpenAI was a large language model based. So it looks at all the data, looks at all the text from the website, and it gives you a predictive answers. But now it's actually taking this a step further, and what it's doing is it's actually taking videos and it's compiling all the machine learning that it has done, and you can actually enter a text and it will give you video outputs. But it's just not stopping there. Where this takes it a step further is you're able to, in the future, you'll be able to upload your own videos and tell it, hey, I want you to make this image move, or let's say you have a static picture of a bird, but you want that bird to fly. You can just tell it, hey, I want you to select this bird and make that bird fly in that picture, and that's just going to change the game for everyone.
It's going to be awesome, and let's face it, it's going to have its kinks. It's going to have to work out no different than DALL-E putting
Absolutely.
6 and 7 and 8 fingers on people, but it's going to be exciting, and again, it's going to let people get closer to a finished product so that they have more time for creativity and doing other things that they need to. Now, how is this going to really change things for businesses and for marketers?
Yeah, for businesses and marketers, I'll start off and then you can add in. What this really does is it gives the power back to the people, and now people are able to take their idea and just conceptualize it immediately. So we're a marketing agency. We do this professionally on a daily basis, but let's say a client comes to us and the client has no idea what they want to do, but the client has a visual image. I want this bird here. I want my truck to go this way. I want all of these things in my ad. Instead of us coming out with 20 revisions, right, the client can just give us, hey, this is what I came up with these types of prompts. I want you to take this idea and make this better.
Make it further. Yeah, exactly. So it'll be able to help them, like you said, conceptualize, but also communicate better with marketing organizations to be able to show what they're thinking. How many times do we send, an ad over or a graphic, and the client's like, it's not exactly what I wanted, but they can't put their finger on it. They can't tell us exactly what to change.
Yeah.
So let's switch over and let's talk a little bit about Google Gemini. So what prompted Google to rebrand Bard to Gemini, and what are the significant changes?
So Google is rebranding Bard, and now they're calling it Gemini because they came out with a new model which has a lot of learning compared to Bard, and this is a step further, an evolution to Bard. And what Gemini has the ability to do is actually go back and do all the learning from Bard, and also use the new learning that Google has given it, and come out with better prompts and better answers for our clients.
So it's like the second generation.
Exactly.
And Google told us, hey, but Bard's not finished. We're not ending and we're not stopping here. So Gemini takes it to the next level. So how does Google Gemini compare to the other AI chatbots in terms of its features and capabilities? What are some of the drastic differences?
Keep going. You're killing the AI.
All right. So Google Gemini. What Google really wanted to do is take Google search and make that a little bit more human, right? So right now with ChatGPT, it is pretty human, but Google wanted to take it a step further with the information that they have on their base, because everybody uses Google search, right? It just Google it has become pretty much synonymous for, I want you to search something. So Google wanted to take all that information, compile that, and make it more human. So it's like you're talking to someone right now as we speak. So they wanted to make it more conversational, but there has been a little bit of hiccups. There has been a little bit of errors in Google's part,
Yep.
which is common because we're in this stage one of everything coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an evolution, and I think we're seeing the same thing here when we're using some of the tools. You know, ChatGPT does a really good job of writing content and producing really solid content, but when it comes to that conversational aspect and really getting the human element to it, Gemini is definitely doing a better job. So I'm glad to see Google's continuing to fine-tune it. Let's switch gears slightly just a little bit and talk about the Pinterest and Google ad partnership. So what are the key components of the Pinterest and Google ad partnership?
Yeah, so with Google and the Pinterest ads, really, you can kind of look at this more like display ads on Google, where you're going to get your brand, your image, just your message across on like ESPN, MSNBC, any of those thousands and thousands of actual sites that Google does run those ads. It's going to be similar on the Pinterest side of things. And it's just going to allow companies to get their branding in front of people when they're not actively searching for a specific service, just to kind of send that light bulb off in their head and say, oh yeah, I forgot I do need this specific service, or I do need this product, and get that traffic going back to the site. Yep. And what you're really doing is you're showcasing yourself as the expert in whatever the service or product is. So when they are ready to make that decision, check out, you guys are ready to go and they're top of mind.
Yeah, so simply put, it's just another channel that they're kind of adding to the display network. And a lot of people are already familiar with the display network. Someone visits your website, we're able to track that, and then we're able to follow them around on sites like ESPN. Now we're able to put those visual ads on Pinterest as well. So that anybody searching on Pinterest, if they happen to have looked at your business before, they'll be able to see that ad again and maybe resonate more and get ready to actually convert at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So more than home service businesses, this will really be beneficial for e-commerce companies because e-commerce products are more visual. Let's say you're trying to buy a mug. If when you're searching for a mug in Pinterest, you're able to visualize that better than a service or a plumbing service.
I think it also would be great for people who are like in the home remodeling space as well.
Absolutely.
Because I know like myself, I go to Pinterest quite a bit to look for ideas, right? For way people are decorating their homes or different space saving, pieces of furniture and things like that. So that's really cool. But how do we feel like it's really going to be beneficial to advertisers?
Yeah. I mean, you have like the unity of like Google, a powerhouse in search, coming together with like the influence of Pinterest. So you combine those and that experience alone is great. And then you just have all this data to rely on to keep checking. I mean, you got just the two powerhouses just working together. So it's going to optimize your ad spend. It's going to increase conversion rates across the board. It's going to grow the brand. So there's just a ton of benefits to taking more of that, I guess, holistic approach with both Google and Pinterest.
Yeah, just to add to that, in the beginning, it's going to be more of a branding approach where hey, I want to put my brand out everywhere. Yep. But as this partnership grows and as Google starts adding tracking pixels going forward, now you will be able to actually remarket to the people who actually come to your website and visit Pinterest and make that a conversion channel in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you definitely hit the nail on the head when you said about e-commerce, right? You're on there and you're looking for products, and what better than being able to find a shop right there that you can click on and you can go through. Same thing with home remodeling. So we've talked a lot about some of the exciting things that are happening, but let's get down to some of the nitty-gritty dirty stuff, and that's around the removal of third-party cookies. So how does the removal of third-party cookies affect advertisers, publishers, and the broader digital advertising ecosystem?
Yeah, so third-party cookies, Google said it's going away towards the end of 2024. So what businesses really have to do is get as much customer data as possible. So you'll have to use first-party data like CRM data. You'll have to use aggregate data. You'll have to capture more than just phone number, email, and their name and address. You'll have to understand user behavior. You'll have to understand psychographics, consumer behavior. Everything comes into this consumer journey going forward, and the more data you have, the better you will be able to target and offer services to your customers. So the third-party data or cookie is going away, but there will be other companies which will actually come into that space and fill in that gap. Now we'll just have to utilize them as a vendor in order to get all the information and fill that gap.
Yeah, I can't wait to see those start to pop up and really how they're going to work. But I think 2 key points that everyone needs to take away here is just the fact that if you're not collecting first-party data in the right way, you need to do that. You need to start immediately. And there are multiple ways of being able to do that. And then second to that, as far as third-party data, a lot of the AI and technology that Google, for example, is putting into their platform, that can give us a lot of that information that we can't get because we don't have that third-party data, right? PMax is able to see what people are doing, where they're going, and be able to match that up with your particular audience that you're looking for. So I think if you're not taking advantage of that AI technology and you're not collecting first-party data, you're going to be behind.
So even though third-party data is going away, I believe Google probably has this in the future where they will use Gemini to scrape the entire internet and use their database to actually come up with that data and give us all of that data in Google AdWords so that we can target them properly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really, it's like another hurdle. Like there's always stuff changing in the digital atmosphere. So I mean, it's just, they're going to keep throwing different changes at this. Like, and if you have the data, you prepare for it. And you actually get with people who know what they're doing.
And I think we have to stop looking at it as a hurdle and start looking at the fact that, people do deserve the right for privacy. I've mentioned before on several podcasts that I'm the type of person that, no, I want to turn it on because I want ads specific to me. Like, don't waste my time. Give me the best ads. And I'll be gullible. I'll buy, right? But I would prefer not to get useless ads. One of the things that we know with rising cost of Google and everything like that, people are looking for a lot of other alternatives. And Yelp is one of those that's providing an alternative. But they had a massive jump in revenue, $1.28 billion. What factors contributed to that?
Yelp is really trying to, so Google has found themselves in hot water not too long ago, and Yelp's really trying to capitalize on this just by giving the end user a great experience. So they've been really doubling down on their advertising efforts, having reps at Yelp who are actually at Yelp HQ work with partners like us, work with people who are running ads, just to make their ads more efficient and pretty much get over any of the old, what Yelp used to be, and really try to embrace a new, hey, let's win back the good graces, let's capitalize on what's going on in the digital atmosphere right now. And they've been doubling down on those efforts and really giving, like us, they've been giving us great service. We've been working with our reps. And it's really just showing in their revenue numbers.
And I think they've been super transparent too. So we all know what Yelp reviews are like, and the difficulty there, and favoring negative reviews and all of that. And they're very open and honest, and they're doing a great job of trying to help people find benefit. And one of the ways that they do that is providing inventory. And you don't really get that in a lot of these other platforms and a lot of channels, but Yelp will literally tell you the inventory that's available, and they'll recommend not to use them if that inventory is not there, or if your organization doesn't have the right review. But they're specifically trying to increase their focus on services, the services category in 2024. How are they planning on doing that? What are some things that they're doing internally to prepare for that?
Yeah, I mean, I know, like me personally, when talking with them, they've been really optimizing like the ad profiles, people's profiles on Yelp, which has been huge. They dominate like that. Like whenever anybody uses Yelp, they have just so much more intent to buy or use a service right then and there. So they're taking that and they're just running with it. And now, what is the organically they take up like something crazy amount of the first page?
Yeah, absolutely. Organically, if you search for pretty much anything, they're in the top 3 results for pretty much any type of search. So they're really starting to dominate that. And what's also happening is, I believe Yelp is also, so over the past couple of years, Google LSAs has taken a little bit of consumer away from Yelp. So right now Yelp is trying to bring those people back because of the rising cost in LSAs, and Yelp is saying, hey, I want you to invest that money with Yelp. Not only is it going to cost lower, not only are the costs lower, but we can also give you better results. And this is where Yelp is trying to move towards. They're trying to not replace but add, but they want consumers to think of Yelp as another LSA platform for that Google offers right now.
Yeah, and to your point, Nick, the intent is pretty high when you actually go to a channel like Yelp for advice, right? You really want to find out whether that company has a good or a bad reputation, so on and so forth. And Yelp has a great domain authority. So, let's face it, like they're going to continue to outrank a lot of things. So if you can get your business in there and you can start to showcase and collect some of that inventory, it could be beneficial. I think for 2024, the goal really for everybody is to embrace this new technology and start to diversify the channels that you're using for your marketing. This has been a great episode. I hope that you enjoyed the information that we shared. Nick, Akil, thank you so much, and join us next time for another episode of the One SEO podcast.